I'm Sandy Stimpson, the mayor of the city of Mobile, and I'd like to talk to you about the coronavirus just for a few moments, share some of the things that we've learned, some of the things that we've done, and some of the things that have inspired us as we've fought this battle. Lessons learned is communications, communications, communications. There are so many people that really don't know exactly what's going on. They're dependent on political leaders, the government, to possibly pass the messaging down to them by way of the media. And so in that vein, we have set up teleconferencing. We have set up scheduled conference calls with small town mayors in our community who don't have the resources that we have. We have civic leaders that are on conference calls. Anyway, the bottom line is that we're doing a lot of communicating, telling everyone that we think has a sphere of influence, that they can disseminate the information out there and not be scared of telling the truth about what's going on. Some of the things that have inspired me have been just the stories of individuals, the ingenuity of taking on a task of trying to create something. We had a printing company that started printing face shields. We had individuals start buying meals for our healthcare workers. And another thing is that, what have we done that maybe is unique? And that is that early on, we were very fortunate to have a local laboratory that really was not set up for respiratory testing, but they made a commitment, and we partnered with them to get in the business of testing for the coronavirus. And because of that, and because of how things evolved, we are the only city in the United States that has tested all of their first responders with the antibody test. And we've used that as a tool to be able to determine who could safely work and who probably needed to go home because they had the active virus. This is a lesson learned that can be shared by many people, because it will help you, if used properly, to keep your employees from spreading the virus. Another story I would share with you is that you never know when you've met someone or established a relationship, befriended someone, that'll come back and pay dividends. Well, just a few moments ago, I received a message from Yair Netanyahu, who was here in Mobile last year. And we were very grateful to have him choose to visit our city. And we spent 2 or 3 days with him, showing him things that our first responders were doing as he tried to explain to us that he would like us to come to Israel to be trained by their first responders. So somewhat out of the blue, I was alerted that we had a package sent from Israel, and it was face masks. It was the KN95 mask. He sent 1,000 masks to be used by our first responders. To Yair, thank you very much for sending those. We'll be distributing here very soon. And for the rest of you, again, you just never know when somebody's done something nice for you or you've done something nice for them that is going to pay dividends. One of the unique things about the coronavirus pandemic is that we've never dealt with it. And because of that, everybody is scared because you can't see it, you can't taste it, you can't feel it, other than when you get sick, that there's one of the outcomes, and that's a small percentage of the people, but you'll die from it. But it's very infectious. And so there's a reason that we have been scared, probably beyond what's necessary. And I'll use an example. In the city of Mobile, we're desensitized to hurricanes. I mean, there are people from around the country that say, I wouldn't want to live on the Gulf Coast because of hurricanes. Well, living on the Gulf Coast, I wouldn't want to live in the Great Plains where they have tornadoes. But at the end of the day, at some point, the people on the coast and the people in the Great Plains, they get desensitized to the tornado or to the hurricane. That does not mean they don't live their life out of respect for those and take precautions against them. But none of us have had to do this for the coronavirus. So there's that fear that you harbor right now. But I can tell you that we're going to beat this virus. There will be a vaccine one day. There is medicine today. There are ventilators available. And so some of these fears that were hyped up 3 or 4 weeks ago, are things that you can be less concerned about now. But that does not mean let your guard down. Just keep the social distancing, keep the hands washing, stay at home. Those things are very important. In every situation, you should be living by faith and not by fear. And just trusting God that He's going to get us to the other side of this, because if nothing else, it's that spirit that exists in all of us that we will overcome these challenges. It's going to come to an end, not as quickly as we would like, but probably sooner than you think. Thank you very much.